Hi everyone, made with movie recap here. This time we will explain the storyline of the film entitled Aquarium of the Dead. The film opens by showing two male workers chatting with each other, assigned by a veterinarian named Mary to prepare a drug injection because the doctor wants to inject the drug into one of the sick animal, an adult octopus. But unfortunately, not the healing obtained, the octopus even rebelled suddenly and made Dr. Mary must bounce. So it was with the two workers who didn't have time to escape and the film began.
Through our many innovative exhibits, there is a place where these mysteries of the deep.
Then the scene switched to a large aquarium containing diverse marine animals. The name of the place was Shiny Sea Aquarium. There was a woman named Miranda who was doing research on this place. Not long after came an assistant from Miranda named Joe, and he was assigned to stand guard in this room. Well, she intends to approach the aquarium nurse named Daniel to ask about the food stock of the animals. But Daniel himself was asked to burn all the food stock that had just arrived at the place because one of the same recreational places began to realize something was wrong.
The dosage, and I cannot take a chance of something like that happening at your facility.
More precisely, some of the marine animals in their place even experienced a natural reaction and tended to be strange. But Daniel didn't believe it all. He was busy accompanying his friend named Skylar to get around. Even Daniel still had time to feed the animals with food that should have been burned.
A little broth, some garlic and tomatoes, and you got yourself a bouillabaisse there.
Birthday gift from your friends here at the Shining Sea Aquarium.
Then this recreation place came investors named Beth and Smith to conduct a location survey. Miranda deliberately invited them because this place is not open to the treatment sessions. On the other hand, the doctor who experienced it was seen looking for Miranda by calling her name. But Miranda was busy with the investor going around every hallway.
Miranda, this is Dr. James. I need you both to the veterinary wing now.
Display at the Maritime History Wing.
Christy, meet me at the veterinary. I'm on it.
The scene turned back to Dr. Mary, who this time had met one of the managers of the place named Chloe. She tells Chloe that this tragedy happened because of an octopus that was so aggressive. And Chloe called a woman named Christy to clean the place.
Christy, come in.
Then Miranda, who was walking with the investors, met with the Dr. Mary. Here the Dr. Mary told what she has just experienced, but before long, some animals in each aquarium began to rebel, which resulted in the aquarium there breaking. Meanwhile, Chloe with Christy began to panic with the sudden dim electricity and the doors there closed by themselves.
I'll get on the boat and get help.
Christy.
It turns out there is an automatic system from this place caused by aquarium leaks so that the animals there remain in the aquarium area. Christy, who was unprepared for this situation, broke away and couldn't do much when she was in danger. Joe, who was still in the lab, was unaware of the incident, but noticed that a dolphin had undergone a strange change.
The alarm is going. Help is on the way. Will this thing ever turn off?
They also cannot ask for outside help because the mobile phone belonging to the investors and his assistant is even left in the car because they think this activity will not take much time. Then the scene turns to Chloe, who had arrived in the room. It is clear that this room still has backup electrical power because it functions as a control room.
Be careful. Stay alert.
Miranda, come in.
While waiting for the latest news from Chloe, Miranda began to invite Dr. James and the investors to move places. Although at that time she also didn't know where to go, that the four of them instead heard a strange sound, and it turned out that the sound came from a crocodile that had been passing in that place. Dr. Mary said the animals had contracted a virus that caused them to turn into zombies. Then Daniel with Skylar, who began to get confused because the two of them couldn't get inside, but suddenly, in the middle of their debate, came a spider crab that attacked Daniel. Fortunately, Skylar can overcome it, even though he himself had to be attacked by a small crab. On the other hand, Miranda and the others are seen to have been surrounded by starfish that terrified them.
Quick, back in the theater!
After that, they went to the control room to find clues. Not long after, Daniel with Skylar manage to break into a room that can only be accessed by mechanical workers. In the control room, Chloe and Miranda find a way to get out of the problem.
So I wouldn't go back in the box office, because if the water gets through, you're all gonna need to keep on moving.
And the best way is to find a generator that turns it on manually. Miranda begins to set a strategy to determine which path they will go. While it's done, they do not realize there is one starfish that sneaks into Beth's notebook. Finally, they decided to move to another room by passing through the air hole.
Something that was giving back to the community. Are you guys okay? Come on.
After successfully moving to another room, they also cross paths with Daniel and Skylar, who look confused. They then entered the laboratory room and found Joe, who had died with bite wounds from the dolphin.
Eden's Zoo.
Here Daniel just realized his mistake that he didn't burn all the newly dating food as Miranda requested.
Open the app to register the telemetry tag on the octopus.
Finally, the six of them walk while guarding each other. On they were passed by an infected sea lion. Behind them was a hungry crocodile.
Okay, we can just...
Seeing no choice, Skylar decided to attack the sea lion in front of him, but he was killed instead. After successfully passing a sea lions and crocodiles, they had to pass through a passageway that contained two sharks that seemed to be dead. Alternately, one by one they were able to pass the sharks safely. But it was different from the doctor, who was bitten suddenly.
Behind you! The other shark!
Seeing that, finally Daniel reflexes hit the animal and the others help the doctor Mary. While bad things also happened to Chloe, she who was alone saw a clear mucus. It was certain that the mucus came from a giant octopus that made Chloe finally have to die in the room. Returning to Dr. Mary, who was enduring pain in her legs. This time, the problem got worse because Beth's body became limp suddenly. And it turns out that it was caused by a starfish attached to his stomach. Because of his Beth had to die on the spot.
Guys? Guys, I don't think she's breathing.
Not long after that, Smith also had to die from a giant octopus that sucked it like food.
I think the breaker box over there!
The remaining three escaped as much as possible. On her way to where Miranda's generator had to pass an octopus that was about to attack her. But she was able to get past it and managed to turn on the generator there. All the electricity returned to normal.
Yes!
Miranda also managed to kill the octopus that will attack her with a stun. In the end, all three of them survived with Dr. Mary's condition, who was injured. And the movie ended. Okay, that's the story of the movie Aquarium of the Dead. Don't forget to like and share, subscribe also if you're not. Thank you for watching, see you in the next video.